So this is Biology 120, and this is a review of chemistry, which you guys have already had Chem 120, so this is just going to be a quick review. All of the information here you need to know and understand, but I don't want to take class time to do it since you already had Chem 120. So we're just going to go through the concepts pretty quickly. So we're going to go over atoms and bonding and things like that. So many people think that since this is biology, why would I have to worry about chemistry? But chemistry is really important to biology. The biological organisms follow the rules of chemistry and of physics. So you have to understand chemistry in order to understand how biology works. A couple little just really basic definitions that I'm hoping you already know. Like matter is anything that has mass and takes up space, so pretty much everything. Elements, there's a periodic table that we'll go over, but there's elements are substances that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by ordinary chemical reactions. And the smallest unit of an element is an atom. If you split an atom, it no longer has its properties. So there's tons of elements if you look in the periodic table, but only about 20% of those elements are really essential for life. And the main ones that make up most of organic molecules and biological organisms are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So those are 4 elements that you should really be very familiar with. I would spend some time learning. You don't have to memorize the whole periodic table, but if you will understand those 4 elements, it will help you a great deal. And much less amounts are calcium, phosphorus, potassium, and sulfur. And trace elements are those that really are required in very, very small quantities. So here's a little slide showing that. Carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen make up most of biological organisms. So just kind of an interesting thing is that elements can be good or bad. People often say that, oh, it's natural, so it can't hurt me. That's very, very, very bad logic. Some elements like arsenic, very toxic. You don't want to be eating mercury. That would not be something you want to be eating. But evolution has made it so some organisms actually have been adapted and can live in fairly toxic environments. So if anybody's ever been to parts of California that have serpentine soil, you will see life that has been, plant communities that have been adapted to that soil. The soil is really not very good for most plants to survive in. It's got a really low calcium to magnesium ratio, and it can have some high concentrations of nickel and chromium. But some plants are able to survive, and so normally they'd be outcompeted by other plants, but here they're able to survive. So our next little section is going to be on atoms. So this is the end of the introduction, and so click on the next one, which will be going over the atom.